Alright guys, how you doing? This is going to be a quickie this week, a quickie, because believe it or not, Friday last week I got a quick call, and I think I told you before, I got this class going on, quick call actually, to go up north, about a 6-hour drive, and I'm playing with a guy, Chris Canis, great talent, great guitar player, great voice, cool originals. I'm doing a weekend show with him, and I'm the fill-in guy. I do that a lot. And I'm running up and filling in for his guy who got ill. He got pneumonia. So I'm jumping in. But when I do that, I got studying to do for the show because I like to do a good job, right? Like we all should do when we get a call. And so I promised I would put one out this week. I'm going to try my best to get this out. If I don't, you won't see it. Anyway, if I do get it out, you will see it. And this whole part is irrelevant. Anyway, I guess. But it's going to be shorter than my normal. So, what am I doing this week? I'm continuing with what I did last week, a sort of derivative of that. Last week we did, whatever. Last week we did odd meters, so we're kind of continuing with that. I taught how we can break that down. Any odd meter can be broken down like 5 to 3 and 2, 2 and 3, when it's in 7, 3 and 4, 4 and 3. 11 could be 3, 3, 3 and 2, and all these kind of combinations make them easier to play and keep the melody in your mind. Okay, so this week, I'm actually going to partially agree with Mr. 80-20. Partially agree. I was going to say something bad about him, but I'm going to let that go. I offered to come on my show and debate some of the things that I disagree with him on, but of course he won't because, he's got that big channel. He's been doing it since 1973, so now he's got a lot of subscribers. And I'm sure he thinks, I'm not going to debate the little people any longer. You have my tea with gold crust. Anyway, I drink coffee, pal. Actually, I have peppermint tea at night before I go to bed. Because sometimes it helps me sleep, Anyway.
So what is this?
This is morning mist.
So what are we doing this week? Mr. 80-20 likes to talk about math music sometimes. And his version is to have these licks that are all mathematically coordinated and then try to squeeze them into the song whether they like it or not. No, I'm exaggerating. I don't what he says, but some of the clips he showed of other band members looking at him like, what the hell are you doing? I don't know. And the way he plays, he's really orchestrating these licks that he sees other guys doing, which is cool anyway, but not what I'm talking about. However, if you're in a rut with your soloing, and I don't mean your 5-minute Neil Peart extravaganza, I mean, which is common in gigs for the band leader to throw you 4 bars or trade 4s with you, or 8 bars, trade 8s, or in jazz, a lot of times the drummer will take the solos and solo during the bridge or the B section, depending what you want to call it. And this used to be a problem of mine. When you gave me 4 or 8 bars, even though I would do some cool things, I would play very 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and I didn't do much crossing of the bar line for a couple of reasons. And this is even in my late 30s, early 40s. Some of it was my own confidence level that I wouldn't screw it up, and 2, the band I was playing with, I was always jumping around band to band. I was a little frightened sometimes that they would be able to follow it and come in on 1. So I kept it very, inside, we call it. I colored inside the lines. But the one criticism I would get on cruise ships when I first joined is that I didn't cross the bar line, and I could because the guys were professional enough to handle what I was going to do. And actually two fellows, Brian Buchanan, really, I think the most, and also Joe Filippo, really helped me to start to develop this and to figure it out. And what I'm going to show you today is how to do this in a quick manner, because I've now overcome, in a quick manner so that you can still improv with it. Just throwing it out there, and then we'll go right to the drum lab. If you had 4 bars of 4 to solo in, that's 16 beats. 4 times 4 is 16. So without having to do a whole lot of math in your head, because we don't want to be that guy that's doing math music, you can break 4 bars of 4 into 4 bars of 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And then finish up that phrase with a bar of 4. So you got 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 4 more beats is 16. And now you've crossed the bar line, you've been a little more interesting, and that's when I kind of do a lot, but I don't have a lick that I do. I'm just thinking 4 threes, and then that last bar sort of tells the band, hey, we're going back to the tune, right? And anything you can think of like that. You can even think of it 4 bars of 4. Let's say you wanted to try to play some 5 over that. Well, 5, again, that's too big a number for me. I might go 3, 2, 3, 2, that's 10, leaves me with 6. You can kind of go 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, or 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4. You can phrase in a lot of ways as you're playing. You know, where you kind of come up with it. Now, here's the part that takes some work. You kind of have to practice doing this. Put the metronome on and play. Put it so that it clicks a different tone on one, and you can do it. Anyway, let's go to the drum lab. I'm doing this on 2 different days, so I'll be dressed differently. I had to do a lot of stuff today to get the car ready to go up north. Anyway, so tomorrow I'm going to shoot it and edit it. And Friday we go up north, and I'm going to take the cameras with me anyway because I got something I got to do up there that's going to be on the show next month or the month after, and I want to at least show clips of of that little special I do, Diary of a Freelance Drummer. Anyway, to the drum lab now.
Who am I to argue with the captain of the Enterprise? What's the name of that planet? Viridian 3?
Yes.
I take it the odds are against us and the situation is grim.
You could say that.
You know, if Spock were here, he'd say that I was an irrational, illogical human being for taking on a mission like that. Sounds like fun.
Hey everybody, how you doing here in the drum lab? This is going to be a quickie because, like I said, I got to actually, pack up the car and all that kind of stuff, and got a little birthday party to go to tonight, and then I'm leaving first thing in the morning for this weekend. Really excited about that. I'm feeling good. I got a little, maybe the beginning of a problem solved in my gut. Too much information. You got it. I'm 60. I don't care. Okay, so maybe you're an intermediate player, maybe you're an advanced player. Maybe you're starting to feel like your solos, and maybe not necessarily solos, but maybe when the leader throws you 4 bars, 8 bars, that you're in a rut, you sound boring. So here's a way. Maybe you're doing the same licks over and over, and everybody gets in that rut. I would venture to guess that Gad and Kelly Yuta both got in that rut. Okay, so we want to think of 4 bars instead of 4 bars. We want to think of it as beats, 16 beats, right? So, again, we're going to make this a quick video because this is really not a hard concept. You know, as much as the 80-20 guy wants to make it sound like, oh, this is something that only very secret people who climb the highest mountain know. No, this is stupidity, really. So, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So, here's the deal. You got 16 beats. Now, you might want to come up with combinations that you can think of. Again, where I am, in this part of it, I'm in agreement with Mr. 80-20. Where I'm in disagreement is don't pre-record your licks. Don't work out a lick. Oh, this is 5 and 2 and 7. Don't do that, right? We want it to come from our soul. We want it to be improvisational. We want it to fit the tune that we're doing. So, but come up with the math. for 4 bars, for 8 bars, you know what I mean? Maybe you have to adjust it if they give you a 7-bar one. Generally doesn't happen though, especially on funky jazz gigs. Generally doesn't happen. Usually you get 8 bars or you get 4 bars or 12. 12s happen a lot, right? So as a matter of fact, I'll probably take a couple of 12-bar solos this weekend, right? So, you know, and I'm happy to do that stuff over 8 bars and then maybe be more inside for the last 4 or something like that, okay? So, again, come up with your combinations first. So let's take one that you've done before. You know, I had lunch. I always do that and I get these little like internal belches. Gee whiz, why don't I eat like the day before? Alright, so let's take one that we've all heard a million times and you should have internalized it because it is actually a type of polyrhythm actually that was used in Here Comes the Sun. So it is doing 3/8 over the 4/4. 3/8 over the 4/4. So let's go slow and let's do it the very common way, which is sometimes referred to as the herda, I think. I'm not even sure about that. But let's do it the very common way and then let's expand. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, right? 4/4, right? You've heard this fill. Now, what did I just do? I went 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So here we go. I'm taking you down that road you've been down before, and I'm going to show you where it's going to lead. So I could also, so really that is 4 bars of 3/8, finishing up with 4/8, right? Or you can just think you're counting to 3 4 times and then counting to 4, right? You can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you had a 4-bar phrase, you could do that twice. But let's say we got more interesting with it, right? Let's say we do a little 16-note thing. So watch this. Same idea, though. Same idea. First, I'll do it in time, then we'll count it through. Here we go. You've done that before. You've done that before, something like it. Let's count how it would sound in the bar. 1, the end of 2, the end of 3, the end of 4, the end of 1, the end of 2, the end of 3, the end of 4. Right? I didn't do the ending exactly like I did before because I was talking to you. So again, if I did that twice or something like it, right? 2 times in a row, that's 4 bars. We're good. We're good. Let's expand. Let's change those into diddles. Let's change those into diddles. Watch. I'll do it in time. I'll do it a little quick, and then we'll break it down. Ah. Here we go. Here we go. What was I doing there? The same thing I just did, really. But I used the paradiddle diddle. I went 1, the end of 2, the end of 3, the end of 4, the end of 1, the end of 2, the end of 3, the end of 4, the end of, right? Let's take that in 3. Count it like it was 3/8. We could go 1, 2, and 3, and 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 1. Right? So now we have got what we are doing, right? Right, we got that 4/4 thing happening. I think I did that one, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, are you getting this? Are you getting this? Let's expand the 3/8. Let's expand the 3/8. All right, so you got 16 beats, right? You have the possibility of 32 eighth notes, which means you could do 24 eighth notes and leave the last bar for bar 4, which would mean 8 bars of 3/8. Let's try that. Now here's the 4-bar phrase. 1, 2, and 3. Make it nice and simple. With the counting. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Let's count it in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I didn't want to count it in 3 that way, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Again, let's take that same idea of the paradiddles. You can watch. This actually sounds really cool. It really does sound cool. Here we go. You see how much more interesting that is? Now you can break it up any way you want. I'm doing this because it's kind of easier, and it's stuff that you've already done. You could do
owe me back room rent.
Now, don't get excited. How much is it?
You owe me 13 weeks at $7 a week.
Tidy sum, isn't it? Pardon me just a minute.
Sure.
Lou.
Here's $28.
$28? Give him that old routine of ours, you know, 7 and 28, 13 times.
Hey, give me the Crayola.
Oh, yeah. Here. And do it right this time.
I hope it works.
Make it snappy.
Okay.
And add them up.
You want me to put down 13 7 times?
That's right.
Let's come out right. There's 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6,
6,
7.
Wait a minute. What's the idea of spreading them out like that?
Well, it looks like a flock of seagulls gonna hit the electric poles. Now we're gonna add them up, right?
All right, go ahead.
Here we go. 3, 6,
Wait a
9.
minute. Let me do the adding this time.
Good. Come out right.
Wait
A 3, a 6, a 9.
Just a minute. I will do the adding. Then there'll be no mistake.
Yeah?
All right? $28 each. All right?
Sure.
Now.
Go ahead. You had it up. Go ahead.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21.
22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
So you could do the 8 first. Right? You can turn it, flip it around. Watch. Any combination you want. I made it easy. I did easy versions of these for now, but you can do 16 beats, you can do 2 5s and 6, you can do, if it was longer, if it was 8 bars, you can go longer than that. 8 bars would be, 32 beats. You can break it a number of ways. You can break up the 8s doing 3 3 2 3 3 2 3 3, all sorts of combinations. But what you got to do is get good at some combinations and then improv over them. So here's what we're going to do. Work out some combinations for yourself, but try not to work out licks. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my computer, we're going to do it on Audacity, I'm going to get the metronome clicking away in 4 with a higher pitch on the first beat, and I'm going to trade 4s with myself, with myself. How many, well, if you've lived with me long enough, you can tell there's more than one of me in here, that's for sure. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to trade 4s with myself, and when I do the 4s, the soloing, I'm going to do superimpose different meters so you can see. And I'll think to myself, how interesting can I make this, you know, and let's see if I don't screw up. Anyway, be right back with everything set up and ready to go. All right, I got the metronome set for 110. It's going to click a higher pitch on the first beat. Right, I'm going to do different combinations, maybe even some combinations right in 4 so you can see the contrast, right? I'm only going to go about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Remember, please support this channel. We are really thriving on a lick and a prayer here, and we got some cool stuff coming up, more musicians on couches for you with the great Chris Canis. I'm actually playing with him this weekend, and I will take you with me. So we have another episode of Diary of a Freelance Musician, as well as more drum covers coming up and all that kind of stuff. Going to be a busy month. All right, let's start record, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bars at a time.